What's up, y'all? It's that Sports Kid back with another episode of the off-season reviews, schedule previews. Looking forward to this upcoming college football season. Today we're doing the Arkansas Razorbacks. They're next on the list. We're going alphabetically. We've done Alabama, Arizona, and Arizona State, and here we are with Arkansas. So the 2022 record was 7-6. Had a bad loss to Liberty. I know that. Then they beat Kansas in the Liberty Bowl. Could have been 8-5, but they lost to Liberty. Lost some other games too. Their 2023 win over under. How many games are gonna win? Oh, the over under right now is 7, so about the same as last season, not including the postseason. They did have a good recruiting class. Overall rank was 26th in the country. Their transfer rank was 11th. They had 8 4-star commits and 13 3-star commits. Their top 3 players were Jalen Braxton. He is from Frisco, Texas, and the 28th best player from the state of Texas. He plays cornerback. He is 140th nationally, 15th best cornerback in the country, 4-star, pretty good. He is their top player in their class right now. Then we have Shamar Esther. He is from Ashdown, Arkansas. He is the number 1 player in Arkansas, and he is the number 10 tight end in the country. He stands at 6'5", 225 pounds. He is also the 184th national player. Luke has, I don't know if that's right. He is also tight end. So 2 of the top 3 players Arkansas brought in are tight ends. Number 4 is a running back. This kid is from Bixby, Oklahoma. Number 3 player out of the state of Oklahoma. He is 6'3" and 245. Nationally, he is 201st in the country and the 11th best tight end. So right behind Shamar Easter, in terms of quality of tight end player. A little bit bigger, a little bit shorter. Yeah, both top players in their state. Some of the top players in their state. In terms of transfers, Arkansas lost a lot of players, but they also replaced a lot of players. They brought in 18 transfer kids, 4 stars. There were lots of those. 5 4-star transfers into Arkansas, 13 3-star transfers into Arkansas. Their top transfer in, there were a lot who were pretty close overall, but I looked at the top player, Jaheim Singletary. He plays cornerback, transferred in from I already forgot where he transferred in from. He played 1 year wherever it was. He is currently a sophomore. He's 19 years old. He's originally from Florida. He was a 4-star prospect and also a 4-star transfer. 10th best transfer cornerback in the country. 53rd transfer player in the country. As a recruit, he was in the top 100 and a top 10 cornerback and a top player from the state of Florida. So Arkansas very lucky to have him, and he should help improve their defensive back room. Now on to the schedule. I feel like this is what we all really wanted to look at. Arkansas football schedule. I'm gonna give it an A. SEC, very strong schedule. Have some not great out of conference games, but your conference schedule holds it up to an A. Lots of away games for Arkansas. They start out the season with Western Carolina. That is an FCS school. Easy victory for Arkansas. Next game is Kent State. I don't know if Kent State's going to win a game this year. I believe, well, from what I've heard, they have lost a vast majority of their players to the transfer portal. They might be playing a lot of walk-ons. From what I've heard, I haven't actually looked at it. But Arkansas should absolutely start 2-0. Then they play BYU. They played Brigham Young last season in Provo, Utah. They won that game, I believe. They're playing them again this year. It was a home and home. This should be a pretty good win for Arkansas. I say 75-25 in Arkansas's favor, probability of winning. Um, their schedule's much easier than last year. They played Cincinnati last year. Um, Instead of like Kent State, replaced them with Cincinnati. This year easier schedule, so maybe a better record. Who knows? Next game is at LSU in Death Valley. I really don't think that one happens. I'm gonna give that one a 20% chance. Maybe they could pull it off. I really am not feeling fantastic about Arkansas this year. I think they'll be fine, but about 20%, maybe 25% chance they win that game, I think. So not great odds. They also, if you didn't notice, I'll go back. We have Arkansas has a lot of games away from their home stadium in a row. They are at LSU, plays Texas A&M in Arlington, at Ole Miss, at Bama. They are home for Mississippi State. Then they go to the Swamp and play Florida. So a lot of strong road games this season. That is a disadvantage for the Razorbacks. LSU 25% chance for them, I think. So Texas A&M, I know. I really do think that A&M's going to win this game. I think 60-40 Aggies. It's always really close though. Always really close. Fantastic game last year. We had a boink. We had a handoff for a touchdown return. Just wacky game. Great game for the Aggies. I'm an A&M fan, but I'm doing all these honestly and as honestly as I can. And I'm going to say 60-40 A&M in this situation just because they're close games. I think A&M's going to be much improved from last year. I'll do an A&M video. I know I will. Haven't yet, but I will do it. 60-40 Aggies, I think. This will be a really big game for A&M on their schedule. This is, I think, second game of SEC play. Play Auburn and then Arkansas. If A&M wins, they could be 4-0. If Arkansas wins, they could be 4-1. So we'll see. 60-40 A&M right now. That's what I think in the neutral site, Jerry's World. Next in the next week, Arkansas plays at Ole Miss. I'm putting at Ole Miss in the same category as A&M. I think Ole Miss will probably be around a 7-5 sort of team this year. Not getting super good vibes from Ole Miss right now. I think it's 50-50 right now between Arkansas and Ole Miss. On the road, yeah, Ole Miss has a little bit of an advantage there. I don't quite know. I think it'll definitely be a 50-50. We have to see how the teams are going, how the teams are doing so far in the season for me to make a better guess. I think both of Ole Miss and Arkansas, I think, are going to be around the same. Have around the same record. They'll be about the same in terms of how good they are. So 50-50 there. Now we have Alabama. If you saw my Alabama video, that's the first one of these I made. I think Bama is just going to blow the doors off Arkansas. They do quite frequently, and this year they play in Tuscaloosa. I had this as a really easy game for Bama. Really, really tough game for Arkansas. Arkansas hasn't beaten Bama since 2006. 2007 win was vacated for Bama, I think. But that's not a win. It's not a win for Arkansas. So I think it's been since 2006 since Arky beat Bama. I don't think this is the year. I think by this time in the season, Bama will probably know what they're doing. I have a little bit of doubt towards the beginning of the season for Alabama. Just finding the right quarterback. I think there are 3 guys there that could play. Maybe there aren't. That's just what I've heard. Yeah, I really don't think Arkansas is going to win that game. it would be very, very difficult for a Bama team who's looking for a comeback season, comeback after 2 losses. The next team is Miss State. I throw them in the same category as Ole Miss. I don't know how good Miss State's going to be. RIP Mike Leach. They do have a new head coach. It'll be their first season under him. Miss State has a very good quarterback. I feel like he threw for something like 4,700 yards last year. I'm probably wrong, but I thought he did. I don't know what his name is. I think it starts with a W, his last name. If I don't know how Miss State's going to run their offense. I don't know if they're going to keep around the Mike Leach offense. Mike Leach was the only one who could run his offense like it would work. I don't know how Miss State's going to do this year. I think it'll be another sort of 50-50, maybe 55-45 in Mississippi State's favor. A home game for Arkansas, so it will be in Fayetteville. I don't know. That one seems like a toss-up to me right now. But the next game, that one's going to be a little more difficult. So at Florida, I know Florida did not have a great season last year. I think they will turn it around a little bit. They are losing Anthony Richardson. That is a problem for them. I don't know enough about the Florida quarterback room or their rosters in general to say that they're gonna have a guy that's gonna easily replace him. But playing at the Swamp is just so difficult. It's really difficult to beat Florida on their home turf. And by this point in the season, you've played a lot of road games. You've played, well, since the BYU game, you have only played road games except for the week before at Miss State. So, it might be a little burnt out by this point in the season. I think Florida will win that one, probably by 2 scores, I say. Depending on how good Florida is, I feel like they're just going to be a lot better. I think they were 6-7 last year. So, only improvement I see for Florida and the Gators. The next team Arkansas is going to play is Auburn. Auburn's going to go right back in that middle category. I don't know what to think of Auburn. You know, as I do more of these reviews, I'll get a better feel for these teams, but I really don't think. I think Auburn is another team. They were not good last year. They were not good last year. I feel like they brought in a lot of transfers, though. New head coach, I believe. A lot of moving around on the roster. So maybe, I don't know. I think I'd favor Arkansas right now because it's a home game, 60-40. But depending on how Auburn's doing, I think they could win. But 60-40 Arkansas right now. Next game, I don't even know what week it will be. They play FIU in their 11th game of the season. That another easy out of conference game. I appreciate that they scheduled BYU, so it's not a Bama out of conference schedule where it's just nobody. But none of their out of conference games, none of them are really good. They're trying to, I guess Arkansas is trying to come back this season and do a little better than they did last year, 7-6. So they have to have those wins, but yeah, that's fine. Most SEC schools schedule 3 crummy games, and they've done that. That's fine. Missouri is the last game on the schedule. This is a rivalry. Hey, Arkansas fans, if you're still around, I was wondering about this the other day. Weren't you in Missouri, like, artificially put into this rivalry game? This doesn't feel like an actual rivalry. Let me know in the comments. Is this like heated? do y'all really care about this game? I know there's a trophy. I think it's the battle. No, I don't know the name of the rivalry. Is this like a real thing, or is this something the SEC just made up, like Texas A&M and South Carolina? Because that's an official rivalry now. Let me know in the comments. Missouri, I'm gonna put that in the 60 to 85% chance for a Arkansas win. Um, I don't know how good Mizzou's gonna be, honestly. I don't think Mizzou is gonna be spectacular. Nothing about Mizzou tells me they're gonna be spectacular. Uh, on paper, on the recruiting class, on the transfer portal, nothing says Mizzou on it, really. So I'd say probably 65-35. Arkansas takes that win at home. I watched that game last year. I feel like it was good. I don't remember the whole thing. Anyway, so that's what I think the Arkansas schedule is going to look, or how Arkansas season is going to look. Let me know in the comments, please, if I just am wrong about this. Tell me why. Why am I wrong? Don't just like tell me you're wrong. That's not helpful. If you're gonna comment something, like help me learn why. Um, yeah, my projected record for Arkansas is 7-5. I see them winning all their out of conference games and beating Missouri. Then I don't see them beating Bama, LSU, or Florida. Those are all away games, and they're all in a tricky stretch. I could see them beating Auburn to get a sixth win and a win over Miss State or Ole Miss, I think, for a seventh win. I don't think they'll beat A&M, but it's always such a close game that I had to put them in that middle category. It's always a pretty good game too. So yeah, yeah, I'm not feeling great about Arkansas this year in terms of like Arkansas being good. Let me know if you're an Arkansas fan in the comments. How do you think Arkansas is going to do this year on the field? Um, Tell me what games I got wrong. If there's something like in the locker room that um, is going to affect these games, let me know. Were there any like minor coaching changes, like specialty coaches that are really going to impact things? Let me know. Always love to learn a little bit more about college football. That's pretty much all I have in this episode. I don't think that guy's on the roster anymore. Number one. I forgot his name. I'm bad with names. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, whatever. I'll be doing more of these. And until the next one, peace.